We're on to the third and final stage of our saloon couch rebuild. In the last 2 episodes, we made the frame, then cut the sides and the back faces, and started to seal the wood. Now we're at the final and last stage, building a side ottoman and finishing the couch. Alright, stage 2.
Okay. Yes. Ta-da! No chairs.
Yay! Ta-da!
So much room for activities.
We really do need to put the wooden slats back on, the doors back on. Every time I film, it looks like crap.
We're trying to strip the paint off them, so it's like a side job that we haven't been documenting. So sorry for the look. No one's meant to see this.
All right. So, what's today's job?
Today, so the plan all along was to have a second sleeping berth here, like a transient berth, because as I've said probably 3 or 4 times now, the way these seats were with the chart table, like it looks great, it works in practice. Sorry, it worked in theory but didn't work in practice, and you wasted all the space. So what we've done now is we've created a whole bunch of storage and a convenient transient berth, so you can come straight down the companionway, boom, into a nicely sized single occupant transient berth where you could have a leg cloth, so even if it's rough, you're not sort of rolling around. And a convenient flop spot, and it facilitates the heater. So I'm going to begin building today an ottoman, which is sort of going to come out, I think it's going to be 60 by 60, which will fill this square. And so when you want to use a chart table, you now have a portable stool, if you will, that you can pull right up to the table and actually get to the table and work. Promotes good posture also, so there'll be no slouching or awkward sitting like in those things. And then as a fringe benefit, we're going to put a hinge, or rather a hook and loop here and a hook and loop here, so that you butt it up against this corner, latch, and then obviously the cushions will be the same height, so you should have, technically, scoped it out right, you should be able to have exactly knee body length. So that's the goal, is to have one length of a person so that you can sleep here. You come down the companionway, boom, sleep, rack out. Yeah, is Kiara still alive, still on board? Yep, sweet. Hasn't accidentally crash jabbed, that's wonderful.
Never.
So yeah, that's the intention. So today I'm going to start building that structure.
Do you want to explain these horrendous addition to your Ugg boots? Because I'm actually quite embarrassed by them.
Don't be silly. So I know which one's the left foot, which one. I should write on that so people think that's what it is. I should write left on it. Oh, it's because I wear these everywhere. These are legit Australian Uggs, Australian sheep's wool. Hashtag not sponsored. Hashtag would love to be sponsored though. Obviously I'm due for a new pair and I always blow out the heel. So gaffer tape.
After building 3 successful boxes for the new couch and side table, the ottoman was built in much the same fashion. And when our 4th and final box was built, we got to work staining the plywood so it matched the rest of the wood in the room. After a few days, we eventually had to down tools as Storm Isha came rolling through, bringing strong winds and rain with it. Well guys, welcome to the crappy week of Storm Isha, I do believe it's called. So boat work has kind of been put on hold for the moment because we are dealing with some pretty nasty winds. Most of the time it's happening at night, but pretty crappy today as well. As you can see, some damage in the yard, and another boat as well has also been washed up on one of the beaches as well around here. It's pretty miserable right now. Well, Storm Isha is just past and Storm Jocelyn is coming tonight. Great, this is like, and it gave us one full day yesterday when I showed you the boat that had fallen on its side. So one day in between the two. And of all the times for us to do it, we've run out of water. So I've got to go get the water or the hose to fill up our tanks. Adam is now checking the lines as well. So we're dressed for battle. We are absolutely dressed to the 9s, 10s, 11s, whatever you call it, for wet weather. There's expected to be like 11 millimeters of rain this morning, just in the next 3 hours or so. Oh look, Adam's checking the lines. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a miserable kind of few days, really. How's the line?
About what I thought. Maybe try to shift it a little.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Saw that some of it was chafing, so we have some like fireman's hose, but not very much of it. So we can't put it on everything, but we put it on just the section there that we knew was chafing. And we've also, this guy here on the, the person who owns this boat has kind of left it here, so that's also our responsibility too, because if the wind gets out of control, and actually if that boat gets out of control because of the wind, it's our problem then. So it's best for us to look after this boat as well. So yeah, and I also volunteered to look after the other boat up there, who's usually on that side. Anyway, so I'm going to go do some more boat rounds and find some, see if there's anything wrong with any of the boats, and top up water while I'm doing it. On a day like today in the Caribbean, we'd be collecting all this rainwater. It just so happens that their tanks for the marina are completely full because of this rainwater, so we may as well get the filtered stuff from the tap. This is the glory parts about boat ownership that nobody tells you.
Yeah, you won't see this in a thumbnail.
Oh, how do I even get my clothes off without, okay. Oh, how do I do this without getting the inside wet? Everything's wet. Coming from a bit of a crap angle at the moment, but it's meant to be switching around to get a little more southerly, so this whole island here should block us pretty soon, hopefully. Unless the forecasts are wrong. So the forecasts are predicting it to be up to, I think 55 knots, 66 knots yesterday, but I don't know what the gusts is. I don't know what the new forecast says this morning though. I'll have to have a look at that. It's not ideal. It's just one after another. It's exhausting. Well, it started. The wind has started. It's 6 o'clock and the winds have really just started piping up. It's been pretty bad all day, but they've just started really piping up now. The most I just caught there was 44 knots. but it sounds worse than that, it really does. Even actually going, I just thought I'd just do a little check around the boat, just to make sure that the lines aren't chafing or anything like that, but I don't particularly want to go onto the dock at this stage. But I just thought I'd film a little bit and just go around and check our lines. And yeah, they're all good, they're all fine. Luckily we're going onto the dock, so if any of our lines break, we may not go walkabouts. But we're on a proper lean. It's almost like we are sailing. Yeah, so we're pushing ourselves onto the dock, which is not ideal, but it's very much on a lean. It's gonna be a really uncomfortable night, I know that much. And cold. Alright, my hands are shivering. I'm gonna have to put the camera down. If you ignore my very dirty stove, sorry about that guys, with all the sawdust that's going on, I'm not cleaning it too much. Okay, irrelevant. Stove is very dirty, but you can see I've got the gimbal on while I'm here in the marina. It's that much on a lean. Our gas has been on the fritz, so we're using an electric little portable stove while we're kind of here, and we can charge up the batteries fairly easily. So thankfully we have a backup, because propane gas sorting that out is definitely for another occasion. It's not right now in the middle of a storm. It's been like that for a few days now, so yeah, that's tomorrow and future Kiara's problem to fix that. But yeah, our cooking will be very interesting tonight, yes.
Despite the uncomfortable night's sleep, we got through both storms unscathed, and once we got used to the fine Scottish weather, we got back to work.
Okay, we're at the stage of the project where we can start making things look pretty. We have done most of the white. We've put most of the white paint on the areas inside that we won't see, and we have put a layer of wood stain on the plywood, the outside facing plywood, to make it look, you know, match the colour behind us. It doesn't really match at the moment though, so we've still got another layer on that to do, and I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. But for now, today we're going to put some skirting on. So we bought a big plank of wood up in the yard, and I think it was some kind of hardwood. And we've been slowly kind of chopping bits off of it and using them for however we needed to, so building the frame. And when we finished with using the wood for that, we've asked them to cut it into pieces for the skirting. They've made a nice little shape here, and also another size as well for around the table, and we're going to start putting on some skirting today to make it look pretty.
You're going to put this on me. Kiara just made a lovely joke. She's like, oh, Adam, tell everyone what you're doing. You're plugging away, right? We're making
I laughed.
we're making plugs for, so I've just sized up the skirting that's going on the board. Obviously we have to drill through it, screw it and glue it to the structure. And subsequently we need plugs to hide the screw heads. So we've opted to make our own out of the same wood using this thing, which we bought from Screwfix here in the UK. I've never used it before, but it's quite good. Like, it's just a drill bit. Doesn't look particularly sharp or like it would cut, but it does the job perfectly fine. And then I'll put the first lot of skirting on, and hopefully we'll be able to hide the screws nicely.
When all of the glue had dried, we cut the tops of the plugs off. We also filled over the nail heads with wood filler, and then sanded everything down and got the first layer of varnish on.
Okay, look at it now! It's all varnished, it's almost all done, and this is one of the finished products. At the moment I've just put on 3 layers of glossy varnish, and as much as I do like gloss, I don't think that the whole thing can stay gloss, so what I'll be doing is I'll be putting another satin layer on this, and also on the tabletop, pretty much like the flat surfaces, and then this skirting around here will leave as a nice gloss. But it's all dry, it's all good. It's taken a painfully long time because of all the drying time, etc. and gloss, it takes ages to dry. But this is what it looks like. I'm so happy with it. Next thing is just to cut the foam and put that on top. I'll show you as well the ottoman, because we didn't really take too much footage of the ottoman. So in order to make the ottoman look or sit flush against the rest of the couch, we had to kind of change out this skirting to have one that was lower, I guess. Otherwise it would have butted up against this part. So I think Adam has actually done a really, really good job with it. Inside is just built like a normal box. I do need to cut this down a little more because it's a bit tight and it pains me because the varnish is going to scrape. Adam definitely needs to cut that down more.
Cut to precision.
That's so much storage space in there, it's insane. So what we'll do on the bottom of this is put some felt so that when we slide it along the floor it doesn't scrape the floor after we make the floor look nice in the first place. And then probably just put light stuff in here like pillows. So it's actually easier to see here what we've done on the skirting. So it still holds, it will still hold the cushion in, but it's just more, it's kind of flush against the side. So you won't be able to, so the cushion won't come out, but it also sits flush against here. Like that. Super happy, now to cut the cushioning. Shut the deep storage cupboard. Finally we can get some stuff out of it. Oh babe, it doesn't fit. Oh no!
Oh.
I'm joking. It fits perfectly fine.
Cool.
Alright!
Oh, you beat me to it. Oh, so good. Imagine if there's a heater there ticking away.
Okay.
You're brushing my hair, feeding me grapes.
We haven't even cut this yet. And we're just like, okay, we're done. Right, get off me, be careful, love. Ta-da! Oh, it's too short. Perfect, it's good. Now let's see if this fits. Oh, like just.
What do you mean just? It's perfect.
Yeah, it's probably a little puffy on some sides.
That's just bad cutting.
It's bad cutting. My turn! It's done, it's done, it's done! Okay.
Yeah. That's how that's gonna look. Oh, that's really cool.
There we go.
Oh wow. That's
Is
awesome.
couch?
I'm gonna buy some fireproof pillows.
Yeah.
Read the morning paper. The heat.
Ah, it's finally done.
Oh, so nice to have just a place to sit. Well, not so much place to sit, but like just a better place to sit. Those chairs were horribly uncomfortable.
Yep.
Stupidly inefficient for space, and we have nowhere to put this. Now we have home for that.
We have so much more storage.
Transient berth.
Yep.
Like you can sleep here underway. We get a leak box rigged up. I'll definitely snooze here when the heater's on.
Whee!
I did say I wanted to build it for a jump from a great height.